welcome back to this AutoCAD tutorial. On this video, I will explain you how to use some of the basic drawing tools and how to navigate through our working space. As you remember we saw in our last video, we can find the draw tools on the ribbon. The ribbon is this toolbar we have over here, and you can find the draw tools on the left side. Also, you can access the draw tools by looking them in the menu bar. So if you just go and make a click on the draw menu, it will display the list of the different drawing tools we have in AutoCAD. Now let's start by using the most basic drawing tool, which is the line tool. So just go ahead and make a click on line. Now to start drawing a line, you just have to make a click on the working space, and this will tell AutoCAD that's where you want the line to start. So you move your cursor, make a second click, and it will tell AutoCAD that's where you want the line to end. But if you move your cursor, you see you still have this line attached to it, and this means you still have the line tool on. So if you keep on making clicks, you will keep on drawing lines. Now, if you want to get out of the line tool, you just have to make a right click with your mouse and select enter from the menu. Now there are different ways of selecting objects in AutoCAD. The simplest way is just to make a click on the object you want to select. If you want to select more objects, you just have to make more clicks. As you see here, we didn't actually draw a continuous line. In fact, these are individual line segments just connected by their vertex. But you can do so. You can draw a continuous line with different line segments. To do that kind of line, you just have to use the polyline tool. But before using the polyline tool, we have to unselect these lines over here. The faster way will be just to hit the escape key on our keyboard. Now we have unselect them. Well, we go over here to the draw tool, select polyline, and the polyline tool works the same way as the line tool. You just make a click, move your cursor, second click, and so on. Now let's hit the escape key to... Also, you can hit the escape key to turn off a tool you're using. Now if we select this line, you'll see it is actually just one continuous line. Now let's say we want to erase this line. As we already have it selected, one way is just go to the modifying set of tools and look for the erase tool. And it is the one with the pencil eraser icon, so we just click on it, it will erase the line. But if you want to select and erase multiple objects at the same time, the faster way will be by using the cross window selection tool. This works by making a click on the working space, and if you move the cursor, you have this green rectangle over here, and it will select every object that goes crossed by the rectangle. So if you see, whenever the rectangle crosses over these lines, it highlights them and it tells us that they're going to be selected. So let's select these 4 lines, click, and if we want to erase them also, you can just make a right click with your mouse and select the erase tool from the menu. Now you see we have already erased those. Another way this cross window selection tool works is by only selecting the objects that are entirely under the window at the moment we make the second click. Let me show you. If we make a click and move our cursor to our left side, we have this green rectangle that will select every object that get crossed by it. But if we move to our right side, we have this blue rectangle that in fact will only select the objects that are entirely under the rectangle. So if you see, we cover this line completely, it gets highlighted, but if we do not cover it completely, it won't get selected. Now let's select this line, and this becomes pretty handy when you're working with objects that are pretty close to each other. Now another way to access the erase tool is just by typing its name. So if we just type erase and hit enter, it will erase the line. And this way to access a tool by typing its name is going to be used with every other tool and option. And as soon as you get to know other tools and their names, you will realize this is going to be the faster way to use them. Now let's move on and erase these other lines over here. Cross select them. Also another way to access to the erase tool is just by typing E on your keyboard. That's the shortcut for erase tool. And now they are gone. So here I just want to explain you very quickly something about AutoCAD. And one thing that makes AutoCAD such a great software is that it lets us work with a lot of precision. By this I mean, as just before we have drawn a couple of lines by making clicks, we could actually have told AutoCAD a lot much more information to make it draw us the precise line we need. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go over and use again the polyline tool. You can just press PL on your keyboard, then hit enter. That's the shortcut for polyline. Make a first click over here, and we move the cursor toward the direction we want the line to be drawn. Let's say we want this line to be 10 meters. So we just type in 10, hit enter, and now press the escape key to stop drawing lines, and we have drawn a 10-meter line. Now you see it looks pretty small on our screen, and in fact we have to zoom in into the line. So to use the zoom tool, the faster way is going to be by using the scroll wheel button on your mouse. So if you scroll up, it will zoom in. If you scroll down, it will zoom out. Now let's zoom in, and to center the line, or to center actually the view of our working space, you will use the pan tool. So to access the pan tool, you just have to press and hold the scroll wheel button on your mouse and move to the desired position. Now, as you see, to navigate through our working space is going to be by using the scroll wheel button on our mouse, and it's pretty handy also. Now, if we want to verify that in fact we have drawn a 10-meter line, we can check that on the properties window. So let's select this line, right click, and select properties from this menu. Also, you can just press Ctrl+1 and it will show us the property window. Here on the properties window, we can see for a lot of properties of the line we have just drawn. Actually, here it tells us it's a polyline, and if we scroll down, we will find the length tab, and it tells us it's 10. Now on the property window, you can set a lot of different options to the selected objects, but we're going to see a little bit more of that later on in our lesson. For now, let's just close this and hit escape and select. So we have just seen some of the basic ways to start drawing and to navigate into our working space, and now you can figure out there are multiple ways to access a tool or to input information to AutoCAD. So you just have to choose the way that suits you the best. Well, in our next video I will show you how to use the drawing guide tools and how to set different options and modify different objects. As well, I will explain you how to insert other files into our project. So thank you for watching and stay tuned to our next lesson.